Trying to get a lot of dough. Anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphone. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Trying to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible. Yeah, all I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just to chase the Henny. Used to be a penny pincher. Now I'm in plenty business. Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Yeah. We grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible. I lean with it, I rock with it. Locks under my socks fitted. Tahoe with the black tint. Houston girl, heavy accent, but my whole swag is magic. High five, fantastic. Make the money stretch like elastic. Making moves that you couldn't imagine. Eating, still watching my calories. Just to pull in that big boy salary. It's just the way that it has to be. I'm a bad boy, Mike Lowry. While I'm sipping this Henny, and all of my niggas is with me. Yeah, grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Yeah. Grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit my nose. Anything is possible.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Dog Waters, and I'm back for the ending of the first 12 hours of Occupy Halloween. I told you guys I was coming. Been busy, I've been behind the scenes handling business, getting things done, but I'm just fanatical about keeping my word. I just got off the phone with Vote, and I was like, man, I don't think I'm going to do nothing. Then I sat there and I said, man, you told these people you was going to do this. You need to do what the hell you said you was going to do. That ain't how we roll out here in these streets. We don't run around telling people we're going to do something, then we don't do it. That's just foul. You know what I'm saying? So, nonetheless, I'm back to follow up on my promise, and I want to show you guys a couple of things. So, first of all, we got a healthy number of people signing up over at dogmancamps.com. I appreciate your sign-ups. What's happening right now? Hey, Wendy, I see you in there. Hey, Sean, I see my man Angelo Jeffries in there. So what's happening now when you sign up over at dogmancamps.com, granted that you don't sign up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sending you an email immediately with the passcode and everything you need to get into the website and instructions. So that's running relatively smoothly. Tomorrow we got a hell of a lot going on. Today we had a hell of a lot going on. Let's see if we can get that graphic up to show you guys where we are in the process. Alright, so we are so today we had the opening prayer and the national anthem. You had 6 hours of Dogman stories. You had Chasing the Truth, and you got me here. I'm about an hour late. I'll go till midnight. Then tomorrow morning over at iamdarkwaters.com, when the woods, well, actually a lot of these stories are there for you now. Like when the woods wake up, it's there for you as members. Hotel Dresden is there. Then at 12 noon we have a prayer. Then we have Old Face Larry dropping here on YouTube. That's already ready, waiting to premiere. Then we have Single Mom Short dropping here on YouTube. Then we have My Boss is an Alien, which should be already over there for you guys on imdogwaters.com. I uploaded it early. So if you remember, majority of the stuff you'll see it tomorrow before anybody else sees it. Quiet Storm Short is there already, I believe. Kirby, I'm having trouble with Kirby. We were supposed to record today, but Kirby's having issues with his mother-in-law. Like he just like spazzing the fuck out. So I don't know if we're gonna have Kirby. Then at 3 o'clock we're gonna have the best of talking Dogman. Um, at about 5 o'clock we should have D Dawes coming on with his interview with Blue and going over some more of the footage from Fort Pierce, Florida. At 6 o'clock, Aunt Roshiba and Dogman is a story that's going to drop here on YouTube. I just finished that one. Then that's at 6. Then at 7, Vault gets rolling on building the fire. He probably start rolling at 6, building the fire and doing everything he needs to do for the bonfire out there. And I think Vault's going to run till midnight. He might run till after midnight, just out there in the woods telling stories. So while that's going on simultaneously, you're gonna have more stories drop. The lights out dog man encounter, and then Stitches and Sticky Fingers are all gonna drop on the website. So if you remember the website, you're gonna get a majority of that stuff early, way early. But nonetheless, you're gonna get it. So we really are occupying Halloween. There's some people dropping here and there, but they ain't doing nothing like what we doing. But I wanted to come spend some time with you guys. So as far as the cameras are concerned, man, um, people catching stuff left and right. Like Wendy caught something. It, it was so crazy how fast this thing was moving that I don't ever want to be around anything like that. It was insane how fast this was moving. I mean, it was just crazy. Oh, guys, I'm gonna open the lines up for calls in a second, but I want to share a few things with you guys. I'm going to share one of the member stories with you guys in a second, and the reason why is because I want you to see over at imdarkwaters.com. If you remember, you know what I'm talking about. I'm transitioning over from just the audio to giving you guys visuals in preparation for giving you guys full like short films as a member. As we get to the short film portion, then the price is definitely going to go up, but not on you if you're a member now. Um, if you remember now, you stay at the price you've been, and your price doesn't change forever. But I've already talked to the videographer that's going to help me with it. It's the same guy who does the videos for a Goj agency where I train. Um, and he and I have been talking about taking some of the shorter stories and making them out to like mini like movies videos. He said he can go up to 15 minutes without a problem. I just need to get the people to do the acting and all the rest of the stuff. And so I told him I prefer not to do voice. I would just prefer to have them acting the emotions and then let my audio play over it. That way we don't have to worry about lines and all the rest of that. So we're working that out behind the scenes. Um, and then from there, once we get a feel for that and get that squared away, then we'll move into, when you get into the whole full acting, when people acting stuff out, you gotta have scripts, you gotta have props, you gotta have all the rest of the stuff. It just gets ridiculous and it gets very, very expensive. But we're slowly, slowly working our way to that point where we're gonna get there. Um, Hold on one second. Let me take a hit of this cigar. So let's check the camera, see what's going on. No, fuck that. Let's not check the camera. I want you guys to see what I'm talking about, the visuals. So I'm gonna play one of the stories that was just released today for the members, so you guys can take a look at what I'm talking about. Because I'm really trying to go in on this. Um, I'm really, really trying to go in this, and I want to get you guys' opinion on it. Let's see how it looks on the screen. All right, that was good. me say this. Prior to my experience, I never, ever believed in the paranormal. Maybe I shouldn't say it that way. I really never paid attention to the paranormal is what I mean. I just felt like shit like that could never happen to me. Well, you know what they say. Play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Here's the scenario. I was in the process of booking a hotel for my trip to Germany. Our development team was making a pitch for a new app to some investors in the region. And one of my team members, Hope, suggested that we stay in what she was told was a haunted hotel. She said her husband's parents were German and that this particular hotel in that area was known to be haunted by the locals. And the only thing was the management team did a great job covering it up so people would keep coming to the hotel. Now, this turns out to be one of those team meetings where jokes are made, things get out of hand, and I tell them, listen, ain't no such thing as ghosts, and if there are ghosts, they not finna mess with me. And looking back on the situation, I can't even believe I let those words come out of my mouth because I would regret them. Sure enough, at the end of that conversation, we agreed to stay in what supposedly a quote-unquote haunted hotel. A week later, my entire team is in Germany. We check in, put our bags in the room, then take to the conference room practicing our pitch. The investment we needed was $3.5 million, but we were going for $5.1 million to carry operations and salaries out for the next 7 years. We spend that entire day drilling each other from every angle, ensuring that everyone is on point. Now, the actual presentation was 12 noon the next day. At 7 p.m., we have dinner. By 9 p.m., everyone goes to their room. Now, imagine this. This place was absolutely amazing. Had that old world feel. You can tell it was hundreds of years old, made of stone. It reminded me of a castle that someone renovated and decided to add extra rooms to. So I take my shower, grab a snack from the minibar, and lay across the bed facing the window, pillow under my chest, reading over my notes. Next thing you know, I'm falling asleep. So I swing around, crawling under the covers, getting comfortable for what should have been a good night's rest. But no. This would be far from a good night. Because no sooner than I fall asleep under the covers, something literally snatches them off of me. I'm not talking about pull or tug, I mean snatched, waking me up. I'm laying there with no top cover, no sheet. Talk about being scared. I've never experienced anything like that before in my life. And I've stayed in hundreds of hotels. Laying there on my back, I say out loud, okay, I understand the hotel is haunted, but listen, I need to get some sleep because I need to be up early in the morning. So I'm going to go turn on the bathroom light. I'm going to get back under the cover. And please just leave me the hell alone. So I do that. Turn on the bathroom light, get under the covers, click on the TV, and try and go back to sleep. Well, I'm laying there on my side facing the window, and they had these big, beautiful windows with those long curtains, royal blue. At this point in time, things have calmed down, and I needed to be up and at my best in the morning, so I say, screw it, I'm going to sleep. As my eyelids are getting heavy, I hear this tinking sound coming from the window, like someone is tapping on the window with an ink pen. It's just loud enough for me to hear over the television. Then the curtains move. Not like the AC, and I'm not talking about like wind from the air conditioner blowing. I mean the curtains move from right to left like someone is there. But understand, I stood right there in that window next to those same curtains hours earlier that day, and there is no space for someone to be between the curtains and the window. Listen to me. I was already afraid, and now I'm getting to the point where I'm disgusted by this whole shit because I need to go to sleep. So I hop up out of bed, move over to the curtains, fling them back, and Jesus Christ is all I could say. Because right there before me was this hand coming through the glass, gray skin. Then the wrist comes through, then the forearm, then the arm and the shoulder. Stepping back, I watch as this figure comes through the glass. And by the time this pale, gray face with black veins running up the cheeks started to come through, I had seen enough. It was like this thing, whatever it was forcing itself into the window because it was happening slowly. I remember saying, fuck this. Now I'm grabbing my docs, my bag, my suit out of the closet, heading out the door, and I hear my name, Douglas McGowan. Listen to me. I wouldn't say that I ran out of the room if I was talking to my team, but between us here right now, I hauled ass out of that room down the hall to the elevator. When I get to the lobby, I tell the guy at the front desk that I need another room. I'm sweating, breathing hard, hair all over the place. And based on his reaction, I can tell that this shit was nowhere near remotely uncommon because he just looks at me and says, sir, I apologize for the inconvenience. Listen to me, he said this before I could even say what was wrong. He just hands me another room key and says, this room may be more to your liking and you should be able to rest better. Now I'm standing there trying to say what I saw, and he cuts me off again saying, sir, things will be fine. Please proceed to this room and get some sleep. Then turns and walks the fuck away. Now I'm livid. You German bastard. What the fuck do you mean? Do you know what I just saw? But no, he walks off, disappearing into the office, leaving me no choice but to go to the next room. Now, when I get to that room, I'm not able to sleep. Who in the hell would be able to sleep under those circumstances? 1 a.m. rolls around, 2 a.m., 3, 4, 5 a.m. So I got dressed in my suit, took my stuff, went to the lobby, laid down on the sofa, and slept right there. Now get this. That's when this desk clerk walks up to me and says, "Sir, you cannot sleep in the lobby." Look, by now I'm so pissed off, I tell him straight up, "Fuck you, man, call the police, but this is where I'm sleeping. You know what goes on in this hotel." Now, at 9 a.m., the team comes downstairs, and I pretend like I was there early waiting on them. We had made breakfast, then made our pitch at noon, and got $6.5 million in funding. Then we went to celebrate, and while we were out, I booked another hotel room a mile away. So when it gets time to go back to the room, I tell them all, "Hey, I'm going to hang out at the bar a little bit longer and catch up with you guys in the morning." Listen to me, that's what I told them. But I took my ass up the street to the next hotel and slept like a baby. Then got up early in the morning, went back to the hotel and waited for them in the lobby. Now, before you say anything, I know it was a dick move not telling them what happened to me. But they wanted to stay at a haunted hotel. So I figured, fuck it, if I experienced it, they should experience it too. But get this, months later, we're all in the conference room having lunch, and the subject of the hotel comes up. And I asked them if anyone experienced anything, and they say no. Then, Hope discloses to me that the entire team figured out that I had some kind of paranormal experience and had checked out. But instead of going back to the hotel after they left the bar, they went to another bar getting sloppy drunk, then went to my room looking for me and were told that I had checked out. Now, according to them, nobody said anything to me because I was the team leader. They didn't want anything to affect the team effort. So I decided to come clean with them. Told them exactly what happened, and the look on their faces was sheer amazement. The only person that was pissed that they didn't experience the same thing was Hope. And that crazy bitch started all this shit in the first place. Alright guys, that's a natural progression of where I'm trying to take it to. I like it, I thought it was good. Um, and the shorts that come out tomorrow are going to be similar. Hold on, let me get rid of this before it goes crazy because I don't know what's going to happen next. And the shorts that come out tomorrow are going to be similar to that. I have a lot similar to that. There's a bunch of them that are currently out there waiting to for you guys to listen to. So they're all sitting there as premieres. They're all sitting there waiting. Marquita, thank you for being up with me, late beautiful lady. Guys, that woman is so beautiful. She literally looks like some kind of like sculptured doll. That's how gorgeous she is. She really is a beautiful woman, and she's a beautiful person. So, um, for the members, it takes a little bit longer to produce that. And for the Dogman content, the problem that I'm having is finding actual werewolf like stock photos because there's really no werewolf stock photos. So I'm looking for that, and we're gonna find it and get it done. And if not, eventually we'll just get to the point to where I know somebody who can make the costume, like make an anatomic, like moving werewolf where it can, like somebody can put the suit on, it'll be 11 feet tall. We've spoken about it, and but he wants like $1,000 to do it, which is cool. For the purposes of making short films, it'll be great. So he and I are gonna chop it up probably Wednesday when I see him again after class and figure out what we're going to do. So with that being said, you guys have the update as to where we are on the schedule. I'll go over it with you one more time, and then we'll take a look at the camera, and then I'll open the lines. I'll probably stay on for an hour solid, so hold off on the calls within the next 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take a few phone calls. That's if anybody's interested in calling, and we'll go from there. But let me figure out this camera. Where's my camera? Is my camera there? Yes, my camera's there. Let's get it working. And we discovered what happened yesterday with the camera. It was an honest mistake by someone oh, look at that eye shine. By someone who is definitely, see, I'm about to hit the damn camera alone. It's an honest mistake by someone who is a superstar in a project. They were trying to make some adjustments to get regular email alerts when the camera actually went off, but they added the wrong thing, and it ended up giving a setting the alarm off. So we're good to go on that. But remember, if you're a new member to Dogman Cams, do not mess with the alarm whatsoever because that causes problems right now, and we will soon give you the opportunity to fondle the buttons all you want. You'll be able to play with the buttons and do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay, so let's take a look and see what's going on in this camera. Sean now has access to this, so he can show it when he likes. And my plan is for as these more cameras roll out, you'll see. It used to be you could see four of them on the screen at the same time. As more roll out, we'll look at all of them at the same time and check them out. Let's see if Willie's out here anywhere. Now it freaked me out because Wendy was catching stuff left and right. Like she caught something um, dart from here to here, and then it looped around and came right here in these bushes. But it was so fast, it was insane, man. It was just crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Well, we don't have that back porch light on right now, so we're not getting that projected light deeper out into the woods right now. We got to figure out, those are the kind of things we need to work on with this project. Like, how do we get more light? How do we get the IR light to go further out? Someone said if you clear this foliage right here, that the light won't reflect off it so much, so it'll bounce further out. We just got to figure out how to do it, and that's what we're in the process of do. That's the thing about this project. This project is a work in progress, meaning like we're learning as we go. Nobody's done this. Nobody really has attempted to do this. They put trail cameras out, but nobody's done anything like this. So there's a lot of lessons that need to be learned as we move forward in this attempt. I don't really see anything going on right now. I don't see any eye shine. I see a little movement back here, but there's no wind blowing, so I don't know why anything is moving over here. Let's switch to fluid. Let's see if we get anything different. But I can tell you what, tomorrow night, you guys are not going to want to miss this. You are not going to want to miss this. And you're not going to want to miss what else is coming with this project. Um, as we roll out the next set of cameras, you're not going to want to miss any of that whatsoever. The story Roshiba and Dogman goes into, that's coming out tomorrow, goes into some of the paranormal aspects of the poltergeist activity that's associated with Dogman encounters that nobody talks about. Why they don't talk about it, I don't know. Um, but people just don't. And we're gonna go into a little bit of that. And what the fuck? Okay, that's me moving in a chair, making it look like that. Okay, I was about to say, man, that's my body rotating and my eyes playing tricks on me. Okay. Um, Nobody really talks about that whole poltergeist activity that comes along with Dogman encounters. Nobody also talks about the bad luck that's associated with people who have Dogman encounters, like extreme bad luck, like year, 2 years of bad luck. Um, I don't know if they don't collect that kind of stuff in the data points. They're just excited about hearing about the Dogman. There was eye shine when Sean did his show, and a round white light too. Wendy, I don't know how you have such an eye for this. Um, I think you and Carrie need to go on a show. Um, Someone said, did anyone catch the breathing on the side of the cams last night? Like, oh, a spider friend coming back. Let me finish this thought, and we're gonna talk about that breathing. Um, Wendy, you and Carrie need to come. Is that a spider? That's got to be a spider web, right? You and Carrie need to come on the show and talk about what you guys have seen. Wendy, you are an expert at would a freaking spider web do what we just saw? That was weird, wasn't it? The fuck was that? Like normally the spider web kind of goes down on an angle, but nonetheless, um, you two guys need to come on and talk about what you've seen. Now, to address um, Charles Button, shoot the recordings to me by email. Let me take a look at them. Couldn't tell, may have been an orb. All right, go ahead. Let me address ZWiki36. Now, ZWiki36, it's interesting that you say that because yesterday evening, one of Valt's sons left out of the house to go and take his dog out. Um, and when he opened the back door, there was something to the left of this camera by the tree. That tree right here that we see. To the left of this tree. And it darted back off into the woods in this direction. And his exact words were, well, why did it get so bright? Okay, somebody messing with the contrast. That's way better. Oh no, they turned the light on outside. Okay, so something darted around that backside of that tree through this area over here and ran back into the woods. So you may have captured something like literally sitting over here breathing next to the camera because I'm pretty sure now that that alarm has been sounded that they know what this is, or they have an idea that this is an object here that they need to stay from in front of. Um, or maybe they don't. Maybe it just was chilling right there. I don't know. But let's see. We got some light. Do we see any eye shine? I don't really see anything. But I've learned my eyeballs, just my brain doesn't see these things like other people's brain. Like I guess my mind can't configure it, the face, because even like when Wendy sent me a bunch of photos prior to, what the fuck was that noise? Hold on, I just heard something. But even when Wendy sent me a couple of photos prior to this, like from our house, it was hard for me to see them. Maybe because I'm not used to looking at them. Now she did send me a video that I could clearly see a face up there, but even that face looked like it was morphing and moving, and it was weird. But I think I see something right now. I don't know what this is right here. So I've been trying to train my eyes. I've been trying to train my eyes to see these things, but I haven't quite been able to do it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep on trying to train my eyes to see them because I don't plan on going into no areas where they got this bullshit anyway. So, um, okay, they turned the light back off. So I don't know. All I know is we got some people who are part of this project as members who actually understand what the hell they're looking at and can find it. How? I don't know. They're just good at it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited about expanding it to where we get more people looking in some more locations because I think we're gonna eventually we're gonna capture something super duper significant. Like right now we're capturing faces and people will try and justify that away as like pareidolia and oh that's a leaf. I want us to capture something that's just no man you can't dispute this. Just like you couldn't dispute blues evidence, we need to get something else like that that's indisputable. All right, I'm gonna get off this, and I'm gonna take me a few phone calls, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Unless you guys see anything, has anybody seen anything that I need to zoom in on before I switch over? Give it a few seconds to watch the chat. How you guys liking Occupy Halloween so far? I wanted to play me some of that Call of Duty with voting them tonight. I might still go try and get on that. I definitely hear a car. I don't know why. I don't know if that's fireflies back there or what that is. dancing around like that? There we go. I gotta send somebody the passcode. They don't understand I got skills on that Call of Duty, man. That's just like my sons thought I didn't have no skills on John Madden. I told them, I said, man, I've been playing on Madden, as they call it. I told them, man, I've been playing Madden since it was called John Madden. I think the one they're playing is Call of Duty Cold War. Or they're playing Modern Warfare. Oh, Lord. I don't think I have Modern Warfare. That's the one that I stopped playing because I got too good at it. And I felt like a loser. Because I was like, man, no grown ass man should be this good at playing a fucking game. All right, guys. I'm getting off of this. We're opening the phone lines. Why is that so small on the screen? Y'all couldn't see anything. What the hell was that about? Cancel. That sucked. My bad. I didn't realize it was that small. All right, let's get to the Skype. Let's get these phone lines open. Let's see what's on people's minds tonight. Look, I got a call coming in already. Hey, this is Dog Waters. Who am I speaking to and where you calling from, my friend?
Hey, back again. I'm never going to stop calling. Oh, let me actually mute this so I can be respectful. Um,
I got me a 504 call. I got to get whoever it is calling from New Orleans, man. Give me a second. As soon as we
oh,
off the
okay, yeah,
line.
yeah, yeah. If you
No,
want to,
you go ahead and
yeah, yeah.
talk. No, I'm just saying we got a New Orleans call. I got to see who that is. Go ahead. I ain't rushing.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, Dart. This is Brandon, man.
What up, B?
This the nephew. Ain't nothing, man. Thank everybody who prayed for me the other night. You know everything.
You sound a
Still
hell of
going
a
through a
lot
little bit
better,
of the sick.
man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Like chest is healing up a little bit more. Um, just using a lot of like pain medicine and like putting stuff over it or whatnot. Just feeling way more comfortable to talk to you and everything, and to talk to the family. Like can't do it without y'all, man. Like y'all some great people. Anybody that prayed for me, like I felt it. Like I just love y'all, man. Blessings to everyone for real. And like I said before, bro, like don't play with my uncle. You know what I mean? Like that's my spiritual uncle right here. You know what I mean? Don't play with my spiritual uncle, cause like we really from that. I don't even want to like talk about it and get into that, but we really from that. You know what I mean? And you play with him, you playing with me. Like I will smack the shit out you for real. You know what I mean?
Nah, I
Playing
think
with my
people done
uncle.
learned their lesson, man. Like for real. I the only people I have problems with now are trolls. The few people that I had problems with when we get to talking behind the scenes and they realize that I'm
Mhm.
not like lying about shit.
Hey, okay, what up? What up? Okay, I'm sorry. I
They
got shot.
realize
Okay,
that
okay, it's
I don't.
awesome. I got shot. I always got shot. Okay.
Yeah, that's my sister. But once people realize
Yeah.
behind the scenes that I'm not really about all that bullshit, it's cool. Actually, you'll be amazed at how many times behind the scenes I'm the catalyst trying to squash beef and get people to work together. But it tends to never work out in this industry because people have this. Um, I don't know. There's a certain personality type in this industry. The bigger the person is
Yeah.
in the industry, the better they are as a human being. Um,
Mm.
like your people on radio, they're normally like really, really good people. Um, when you start talking about like YouTube and shit like that, it's some shiesty shit people be doing, and then they get offended when you see the shiestiness. Like I can see through what you're doing because you playing games
Yeah.
for views, where we play these games for money and lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I see it 10 miles away, and I'm like, get the fuck from around me. I don't even want to talk to you no more. And then people get all up
Yeah.
in their feelings, and it is what it is, man. But you feeling better. You sound a hell of a lot better. You don't sound like you're coughing to death. You sound a lot lighter. You
Yeah.
feel a lot lighter on the
Yeah.
phone as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, shout out Leighton too. I see him in the chat. Thank you, brother. Shout out Leighton. Um, yeah, man. It's like literally just getting over it and through this, because it definitely put me down. You know what I mean? Whatever I had, I didn't go to the doctor to get it checked out, and like, because I didn't want to have that on my mind, like, oh, you got COVID. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, all right, whatever this is, I haven't been sick like in the last 3 4 years. My body doesn't even know what sickness feels like no more. So whether it was the da 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 or it was just a regular chest cold, my body doesn't know the difference. So this joint sat me down, man. Like like destroyed my whole core. You know what I mean? But like I'm back. I'm getting back. We good. I'm back. So
You
whew,
sound 100% better. You sound 1,000%
yeah,
better,
man.
man. I'm glad we had a chance to talk last night. For some reason, that provoked this, and I don't understand this. For some reason, that provoked this conversation about Jesus Christ, whether he was black or whether he was white, and I kind of
Oh
spazzed out on
man.
that because I don't understand what people don't get it. The whole purpose and the whole I don't know if this okay. The stream is not disconnecting. I don't. People don't get it. The skin color of Christ
Hmm.
isn't historically it's significant, but spiritually it's insignificant because at the end of the day, it's a religion that brought together all races, creeds, and colors.
It could come through. It could come through any vessel. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's what the focus needs to be on. The focus doesn't need to be on the skin color. Now, people will readily tell you that he was black and that from that region where he was, it was black people. But unfortunately, people get caught into the wrong thing. If you focus on treating people like you want to be treated, then you'll be
Yeah.
fine. All my success in life has been from treating people the way I want to be treated, and all my blessings have come that way. When I was that person that was the snake, which I was a hell of a snake, and
Hmm.
shyster, I was one
Sheesh.
mean ass shyster.
Come on now. We was
Um,
shiesty. Come on now. In
yeah,
these streets, we was shiesty. Come on now.
yeah, things didn't work out well for me. You know what I'm saying? And so
Excuse
it's
me.
one of those places to
Yeah.
where you got to focus on the right thing, and that's what I tell people. You know, love others, treat others right, and when you see somebody coming your way that, and from your past experience they're not going to treat you right, then don't stand for it because you got to love yourself
Yes,
first. And
sir.
part of loving yourself is, hey man, you're a fucked up person, you got
Not
fucked up
allowing.
tendency, and
Yes.
I'm not going to have you around me.
Yes. 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 That's one of the biggest things that people and that we have to understand is that like you that's the thing, because really relationships are nothing but they're projections of yourself.
Hmm.
So anything that you don't like about somebody is really what you don't like about yourself. It's just that you don't want to face that shit. So then when you see it in front of somebody else, like you're seeing yourself of what you don't like. So then I guess we call it hating on it or whatever. Like you judge that, but really you're judging yourself. Like you can't love nobody in this world until you love yourself. This is why right now I'm 32 years old with no kids. Why? Because I'm not going to put a woman or a child through that until I love myself the right way. We talked about my father before when we talked and how this nigga not, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not going to do that to a child or whatever until I understand myself and
Well,
get
let me
that
say
together
this
and
to
get
you,
that
it's
right.
it's more than just,
Of
it's
course, I
not
can't
really.
wait forever. I know where you're going to go. I can't wait forever, but shit.
No, I'm not going to go there. You got to do what you got to do. What I was going to say
Oh,
is
okay.
this is really not, it's really not the projection of yourself. What it is that we attract people who are like us, and as you
Right.
grow and
Well,
as
that's
you
that's yeah,
progress
right.
as a person, then you start to attract the right people. So life is all about change. That's the one thing that's constant in life is change. So many people try and stay the same, and so therefore you get the same outcomes because you attract the same people to you. And if
Right.
you focus on developing yourself, now you're going to attract that person or those people in your life that make things better. That's a part of the reason why there's
Right.
so many, like, when I used to really be in the streets, we would hang out and drink and like sit at like the foundation room, and like there's some of the most beautiful women and sit down and talk and smoke, and
Yeah.
then they'll say stuff like, you know, I can't seem to find the right guy, and I'd be like, you can't find the right guy because you're not the right person, and they'll just look at me
Because
like
you're
I'm
not the right
crazy.
person.
You know what I'm
Woo!
saying? You got to be the right person to find that other significant. Oh man, what the hell? Why is my stream data going down?
I see it right now. I'm literally on your stream. I see it right now. It went back on. You're back good now.
Nah, it's not
But no,
showing on my end. That's crazy.
I was not showing on your end that you're good. It's showing on mine. It's showing on mine that you're good.
And it shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't be doing that at all unless somebody in here hitting it. Let's see.
That's very weird, man.
No, that happens every now and then. It is what it is. But what I was gonna say is, hold on, let me see.
Nah, you're right. It's doing it again. I see. Yeah, it's doing it again.
Yeah, it does. It never does that. It hasn't done that in a very, very long time, unless something's going on with the data, which nothing should be going on with the data. But um, that's the most important thing: is you become who you're supposed to be, the man and woman that you're supposed to be. And as that goes on, as you progress and as you grow, then guess what? You'll be.
Oh, like I'm a fan and I'm trying to. No, like this is real stuff, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro, because you're helping us out. Young black men, people that just have experience, whatever, but especially young black men, you're helping us out to be able to talk and speak about shit that we occurred or stuff that's happened. You know, it's awesome. I mean, and thank you for that because we're not looking crazy no more. And I wish a nigga would say something crazy. I smack shit at you for real. In real life, you not tough, bro. In real life, you not tough, bro. Don't come at my uncle like you tough, bro. You not tough in real life. For real.
That's how it is,
So,
man.
yeah.
All right, bro. I love
Straight
you,
up.
man. I'll catch up with you next rip.
I love you more, Dark. Got you. Yes,
All
sir.
right, later.
Peace.
Guys, I don't know what's going on with this data on the stream. That's the first time. Maybe somebody spiked hand. But it's important. I don't know how much of that y'all heard because it was going in and out, but it's really important that I get this out. Like, I alluded to this the last time that a lot of people in this industry and a lot of people that listen to this content are they're black sheeps of their families and they're misfits in their own way. You know what I'm saying? You made some mistakes, you did some shit differently. But you gotta understand, if you want to be happy in life, you got to love yourself. There's things about each and every one of us that we don't like. There's things about each and every one of us that we want to change and that we don't really care for, whether it be a relationship, whether it be, you're overweight, whether it be shit you got missing teeth, whether it be all kind of shit. The most important thing for you is that you turn your focus to that and start fixing it. Therefore, you can be a happy person. And then everybody else around you is happier. And then that way you attract people who are like you. I've said it 1,000 times when it comes to the Dark Waters family. There's a reason why there are people in this family who have battleships and submarines, and because those are the people who are like-minded. Those are the people who understand when I spaz out and go crazy on somebody because they disrespecting. They ain't really tripping on none of that. They don't like. They're not like, oh, Dark Waters, you're mean. Um, or Dark Waters, you're evil. There are they are like-minded people, and I say all the time, it's kind of like it's. I'm satisfied with my portion that I get when it comes to people. You know what I'm saying? The people that I get. All right, so 504-354-0143, 504-354-0143. We are talking Dog Man, and I had somebody call from my hometown. 504 number. Give me a call, man, wherever you're calling from. Whoever that was calling from New Orleans, call back. I would love to talk to you calling from my city. Call me back if you're calling from my city or if you're calling from anywhere else. 504-354-0143. Occupy Halloween is well on its way. We got about 40 minutes left before I go to bed because I got to add some more sound to some of the stories that are coming out tomorrow. And I got to prepare for the rest of the stuff. And I don't want to be shifting my sleep pattern um, like this. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a chat and you getting your panties all up in a roar about Jesus' skin color, you gotta listen. You have to listen to the show last night to understand why we're talking about that tonight. Damn it! Somebody called and it hung up on them. What the hell? Hold on. Let's see. Hey, this is Dark Waters. What's your name and where you calling from, my friend? I'm sorry.
No problem, Dark Waters. Rob Anderson from Montana.
Rob, what's up,
Can you
baby?
hear
You
me
got a
good?
deep voice, Rob, man. You got one of them scary deep
Sorry
voices.
about sorry about that.
Don't
Hey,
apologize.
Dark
God
Waters,
made
just
you
want
that
to
way.
tell you. Yeah, that's what it is. But Dark Waters, about 10 months ago, I actually left a comment about 10 minutes ago. But my cousin here in Montana, a female, she's people you'll ever meet in your life. And one night she asked me if I knew about missing 411. And I said, yeah, baby, I know about that. I said, do you know about Dogman? And she said, her eyes just dropped and she started to tear up on me. And I said, baby, you okay? And she said, and I just said, what happened to you, honey? Did something happen to you?
Hello?
Dark Waters, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. The very cousin I'm talking about, she just sent me a text. I'm sorry about that. It interrupted. But what happened is I said, baby, can you tell me what happened to you? And she said, I will. And I said, can I go get a can of beer and I'll sit here and listen to you? And she said, yeah, that's fine. So she started to cry, and I said, honey, tell me your story. And then she said that when she was about 11 years old, she was out with Uncle Dave and some of the family up, it's called Orofino, Montana. And they were out camping, and she was walking by herself. And by the way, she's also psychic too. She's an empath. And she was walking by herself. You know, kids explore and stuff on their own. And then she said that she saw a flash of black to her lateral on her side, and she thought it was a bear. And then her instincts told her, girl, you got to go. You better run. So she went from a rock that she was on, jumped down to a lower rock, and jumped onto the road. And she took off running down the road. And then she turned around, and when she did, she heard something plop down on the rock where she was just not even 30 seconds ago. And when she turned around, she saw the typical long ears, the tall ears. She saw the eye shine. She said the thing was just jacked. It was just super muscular. And she said it had almost like a smile on its face, typical dog hawks. And it was looking at her as if to say, I almost got you. I almost got you. And she ran back to the family, and she's here today. But, the way that she reacted and the way that she explained the story, there's no doubt that she had that experience. And so people can think what they want. Folks can, say what they want. It doesn't matter. Because what matters is people are having these experiences. These things are real, and they're nothing to fool around with. That's pretty much all that I had to say, Dark Waters, but they are out there.
No, absolutely, they are out there. And I'm glad she survived that encounter because
Yeah,
normally she would have been one of the missing 411. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely, sir. I do. And I'm very thankful to God that she's still here. She's a very special girl, and she's very much in love with my cousin Charlie, and they're good folks. But I just caution folks to be very careful out there. I will say one more thing, if it's okay, sir. About 2 months ago, when I was in Bozeman, Montana, I was working, and I was walking back to my RV about 1:30 in the morning. It was in a rural area, and this is the creepiest by far, the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I have no reason to lie, so people can say what they want. I don't care. I don't give a damn. But point being is this, that something told me there's something coming. And suddenly I heard what sounded like, the only way I can describe it is it was just claws, just nails digging into some asphalt. And immediately I snapped my head to the left. And I've never seen anything like this in my life before, so this is definitely a first. And I saw what looked like it was a humanoid figure with a big bulbous head, wrinkled back, but at the same time, this thing was very muscular. If it stood up on its feet, it was probably about 8 to 9 feet tall. And it got me nervous. It got me a little bit definitely concerned. And it took off with such speed around these abandoned business buildings and then tore around the corner even faster than a dog could. And the only thing I could think about at that moment was, I didn't have anybody with me, but I was by myself, and I just said, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? I drew my firearm, and I racked the slide, and I know that it hurt it, but I never saw it again, and I had to go back to that location for my RV for about another month. And every night I had to go and clear the area. It was a hell of a risk because I don't know what that thing was, but there are things out there. I don't know where that came from, what it was doing, where it was going, but folks better be careful. There are some very strange things out there.
Yeah, man, that's freaking weird. And you said it had a big head. What color was it? Its skin?
It was like a brownish gray color. It was like a mix of brown and gray dark waters. It was something that, in looking up and trying to research it, it seems that it's like a subterranean cryptid creature that I guess they call it a rake. What I understand, for the way that it moved, how fast it moved, and the musculature that I saw, it is a very dangerous thing. It is very powerful, very strong, and I would not want to contend with it. Now, granted, I'll fight you to the death if that comes at me, but the point being is that those things are out there, and I've never seen anything like that in my life until then, and I never want to see that again. But it was like a kind of like a creamish brown gray. It's just a very strange looking thing. It had not a single hair on it. It was completely bald from top to bottom, but I will never forget that for the rest of my life.
And the head was normal. The head wasn't flipped upside down or anything, right? Where the mouth was at the top and the head was at the bottom, right?
No, it was a typical formation of a body in dark waters. It had the back of the head. I didn't see the face at all. I can't tell you what it looked like in the front, but I did see the back. And the thing that stuck out the most to me was that the speed, the velocity, the power, and how that thing moved. And the thing that strikes me too is that in walking in that dark area back to my RV after parking my vehicle off site, the hearing of it, the ability of it to hear me when I had tennis shoes on in the night in that dark area, walking along on a regular road with no rocks or any leaves, it had incredible hearing. So it knew that I was there well before that I saw it. And like I said, it is something that is very creepy. And I took a hell of a chance being there for another 30 days before I left, go on vacation. I may never go back to Bozeman, but the point being is, I would just caution folks, just be careful out there because there are strange things out there.
No, absolutely. People should be careful. And you right, man. Keep that sidearm on you to make sure you keep yourself protected, man. Especially if you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. That's a lot of people talk about these encounters like they happen in the cities. This stuff happens when you find yourself in some of the most rural, vulnerable areas, which is why I'm adamant about I'm not doing that because I've talked to enough people to have the data to know, okay, this is when this happens. This is where people are, and I don't want to be anywhere near that. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to be smart about it. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Rob, man.
Yes, sir. You take care, Dark Waters.
You take care. You take care too. All right.
Bye-bye.
Man, that's creepy. Now, officially, I would say that's the official first rake story that I've heard from anyone. I've had the story about this tall, upright, walking like 7 foot, 8 foot tall, skinny humanoid thing. But I think that was something that was conjured up because that was over there on the west side, north, south, east, west side of the Sabine River, over there in that Dogman territory where the guys decided they wanted to follow the coordinates and they didn't listen, and he ran into something other than Dogman, which typically happens when you go looking for one thing, you run into something else. So to heed Rob's warning and be careful, bro. Don't be running around here like you the biggest thing and the baddest thing in the woods, because you're not. You are not the biggest, baddest thing in the woods whatsoever. Let's take this call. Hey, this is Dark Waters. What's your name and where you calling from, my friend?
Well, I called in a while back and I told you about when it jumped over across the road. I'm Marley. or Manfredi from chat.
Yeah. I remember that. You and your boy walking down the road with the swords.
Yep.
What's on your mind, Playboy?
So, all right. So, you know how there's a lot of behavior from them, from the wolf man, werewolf, whatever you want to call them? There's a lot of behaviors that don't seem to make sense. I think it can be explained because I've done a lot of research and absorbing information, and like it really does. So for me, it brings me back to religion. I didn't have to like walk away from religion because it just brought me right back.
Okay, and how so?
Well, um, like the first mention of these type things is in the Book of Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, first documented anything is at the beginning of documentation. you know? So, within the Book of Giants, there are mentions of the descendants of the Nephilim by like a tribal type name, but they're given descriptions. One description fits for like a Bigfoot Sasquatch. One description fits for these Dogman things, and then you have various other things that are mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that knowledge there, you can actually kind of like, because there is divine law. Like, God had his own laws for all of his creation before he had created it.
Mm-hmm.
So they are bound, especially if they are descendants of Nephilim, that means they're still subject to divine law, even though they have no place beyond this realm because they're trapped. But they're still subject to law. So they're in this weird situation where they're here, they can do whatever they want, as long as it doesn't affect the other set of laws. Does that make sense?
No, I could definitely see where that makes sense. We did a deep dive into the Book of Giants, the Giant Wars, and the Book of Enoch, where we touched on a lot of the same things that you're saying right now.
Yeah, and the funny thing is today you had ended up playing the. They go over the legend from the two tribes of Indians where they got the Bigfoot and the other things to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me and my friend had been talking like a long time ago about, possible politics between, old deities or descendants of Nephilims and stuff like that, and looking into that. Like, why would they just automatically have a disdain for them, for each other? And that's I heard that story not only from you, but I found that legend or whatever you want to call it in multiple places
I think I
where
have an
people would
answer
end up.
for that.
I'm all ears.
So when you go back and you read through the documentation, um, the Book of Enoch alludes to the War of the Giants. Then it's
Hmm.
kind of hard to tell if the guy who wrote the book, the Last Testament of King Og, some people say it's not real. Some people say it's fictional. Some people say it's real. But you can pull some insights out of that, which those would be some of the Gnostic texts. When you can pull some insight out of it and extrapolate that, okay, each giant in that book had control over certain beings. They called them beasts. And so when there
Yes.
was the giant wars, these beasts went out to fight with each other along with the giants. And we're talking about, thousands of beasts. So the only conclusion you can come to is that naturally, by their masters being foes, then they became foes. You know what I'm saying? And it would
Oh
make
yeah.
sense to make that leap to that point. But you way down the rabbit hole with it right now, man. You went deep down the rabbit hole. And that's how I think it kind of came to be. Now, to touch on what you were saying about the spiritual laws, it's again you hit the nail on the head. And hopefully D-Doss will go over some of the photos tomorrow that Blue has. So when you go look at the photos from Fort Pierce, Florida, you will see in that photo, you'll see that Dogman photo that with the golden eye, that which you can clearly see it. If you go look at back at that photo that's out publicly right now, if you go look up and to the left of it, you'll see this transparent being that's there with it. And if you look at his Bigfoot photos, which he's had Bigfoot photos there as well, you'll see this other transparent being. It looks like it's just got a huge head. It looks like kind of like a witch, honestly, like what you would think of as like some kind of witchy being, not like a humanoid woman with a hat, but like something that you would describe as like a hag or something. And he and I,
Okay.
Blue and I, were talking, and I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We on the phone talking because he's scared and shit. He's like, "Man, I don't want to sleep. Talk to me, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do." And he started speculating on some things that made a lot of sense. He was like, every time I see one of these things, it's something accompanying them. And he was like, I feel like that's what's holding them back and what's keeping them in line and not allowing them to run off and do whatever the hell they want to do. And I said, man, you might have a good point because I've saw all his pictures, and literally in every picture, every photo, you can find something else with it. It's always transparent. You have to look very, very closely, but you can see the figure of a head, or you can see a face, and it's not that cryptid's face. It's something else. So I think you might be hitting
And
the
I
nail
think
on
I
the
know
head.
why.
I would love to hear more.
Why?
Why?
Well, so the creation of the Nephilim spawned a being that also had a soul, but it was not welcome anywhere beyond this plane. So their spirits, their souls, whatever you want to call it, is trapped in this plane. Well, if demons and evil spirits can then possess people, they still have to play by the rules. These are divine rules. It's possible through this. Well, since they're beings of the same nature, it would make sense that they could then inhabit descendants because they're of the same make and model.
We went into that as well. That's something we discussed as well.
So, like, for me, it makes sense that, the first of the one that was strongest, when those ones perished, those ones would be monitoring their descendants and using them and moving them like chess pieces on a chessboard because they have a goal, because they already know they're getting another shot.
I mean, that's a good theory, man. That's a damn good theory.
I mean, and and that literally leads to, especially, seeing the ghostly image that accompanies them. It makes sense because without using the term hive mind, if they're omnipresent, it appears that way.
I don't think they would be omnipresent, but that Lucifer himself wasn't omnipresent. Satan himself is not omnipresent.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, the ability to move from one realm to this realm, we don't know the boundaries of how long it takes for them to go from subject A to subject B.
I get what you're trying to say. I got you.
So that also brings to how different accounts and encounters actually unfold. So if you're assuming that they have to abide by the divine law, and then you look at the different encounters that happen, some of them, even the ones that end up in death, if you look at the individual and their ties to their faith, somebody who has a loose faith, and when they see it and they go, "Oh, Jesus Christ," that may not scare it away, but it may prevent them from being killed because you have the answer back on the other side. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
If your connection to the hotline isn't strong enough, it's not going to help you a whole lot. But then you have encounters where people actually start praying and they leave them alone. So to me, that's evidence that they have to abide by a divine law.
No, I mean I think that's you mean you tying a string together, and I think you're tying a pretty good knot right there. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a hell of a lot of sense. Only hole in that is that I know for a fact that there are high practicing witches that know that they can use the name of Jesus Christ to revoke anything. So the person who's either intentionally or unintentionally, it could be probably the worst person in the world. The name has the power as opposed to them. So, I mean, it could make sense. It could make sense. Actually, it does make sense what you're saying. I'm this random guy's out in the woods. He has faith in nothing. He runs into something and he just says Jesus Christ because he's scared, and it works. But I definitely know people who are hardcore Bible tossing. They do Bible drive-bys in the hood, like literally drive-by throwing Bibles at people, giving them to them that have had cryptid encounters, and they have revoked it in the name of Christ, and it's worked for them. So I think you're hitting all the nails on the head. I would like to hear more about. I'd like to, if you want to look more into it and call me back with more information on it, we can hold another discussion on it. I think you're on the right track, though.
Well, if that evidence is good and it works for you, there is other ways that you could kind of test it. With
I'm not testing
kind,
shit when it comes to crypto.
well, I mean, you
I'm
have a
not
team.
testing shit.
You have a team that has a very special
I'm
selected set
not
of skills.
letting my team test nothing. Like
It wouldn't require.
Vault is a pagan. Vault ain't about to be running around talking about Jesus to repel nothing. He gonna shoot something.
Oh, 100%, 100%. No, you play to that strength. He's pagan. That
I tell
religion
you what.
has.
I tell you what. This is what we could do. You can test it. You want to test it? I'll pay for you to go test
I'm not saying we need bait. I'm saying that there's
it.
potential for the ability to test it with the camera setup.
I don't know how. Go ahead and with your train of thought. Let me hear the rest of it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So first off, so you know how in the Bible it says don't practice magic?
Hmm.
Why would it say that unless it existed?
But we already know it exists for sure.
Right. Okay. Well, magic is like channeling that divinity, in my opinion. That's what it seems like. It's
That's not quite what it
utilizing.
is.
Well, I don't know what it is. I can only go off the information that I have. But I think that through that, you could totally, like in the area that you guys got for research, I feel like using that, like, so like the Norse religion they have recipe books, so to speak, for spells of protection and stuff like that. Whether they work or not, I don't know. But you could totally take that recipe and create an area through the symbols that make up, the spells with quotation marks, and create an area around the camera that are, deceptive as far as, visual input or soothing to make them not care, just to see if they get into a certain range and all of a sudden their behavior changes. Put your markings on the trees, do whatever you have to do to make your circle, that the whole circle itself is, the spell rune with your camera in the middle.
Man, you done jumped all the way off the motherfucking crazy bridge with this shit. I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, magic is real and it ain't cool to fuck with. Second of all, if you don't know what the hell you doing, you shouldn't be fucking with no magic. And finally, the most important thing, you have absolutely no clue how anything will react to that whatsoever. I alluded to this and I'll go into it deeper.
100%.
I,
100%.
I'm gonna go deeper into this. So I alluded to the mothers and daughters of darkness, and I talked a little bit about it. When you start talking about old world, real deal magic, not the little buy at the dime store, go to the shit that you would need to even interact with these things is not shit that you can go pick up off a bookshelf. We talking
And
about
I
books
imagine
that
it
are
would be like
made of
setting off a flare.
you. First of all, you're not gonna have nobody. You're not gonna know. I don't know anybody who's gonna fucking do it. Second of all, you're talking about books that are made from human skin with shit written in blood. I ain't asking nobody to go find that shit or fuck with that shit because you're talking about next level stuff in order to do what you're trying to accomplish. Now, if you want to try it, like I said earlier, because I'm all about helping, I got a camera sitting right up in this closet. I will ship that to you. You can have at it, put it up, and try that shit all you want. I got you 100%. But I ain't getting nobody on my team to do no shit like that because I love the people on my team and I already know the power of magic. I know it because I live in a city that's full of magic, and I know what the people who practice here can do to you. You know what I'm saying? And those are not nice people. So to get to the level that you're talking about, to do the things that you're talking about doing, that person's got to be. They got to be on a whole nother level, brother. They got to be on a whole nother level. But I will say this: it's a hell of an idea and a concept, but it just ain't one that I'm willing to walk down the road to do. It's damn sure a hell of an idea, but I ain't the one to do it.
That's real. At
I'm
least you're
not the
honest
one.
about it.
Yeah, I ain't the one to do it. I don't fuck with none of that shit. All right, brother. Let me let you go and I'm gonna get some more calls.
All right. Thank you
All
very
right, good
much.
talking to
I'm
you.
sorry I babbled the first time around. I was
You
kind
didn't
of reliving
babble.
it.
It's a talk show. We talking, baby. Don't call any time. That's what we do. We talking. That's all it is. Just
All
like if
righty.
me and you was sitting on the sofa together talking. That's all we doing, Playboy. It ain't the end of the world. It's all good.
All
All right,
righty.
man.
Take it easy.
All right,
Thank you
later.
for your time.
Man, we ain't playing with no magic, man. If you ain't from a city of magic, then you don't understand what I'm talking about. We are not playing with none of that magic, boy. That stuff will tear your ass up playing around with that. I mean, it will tear you up. Have your hair falling out, have your penis shrinking, have your booty hole puckering out because you trying to play like this is bewitched. It is not that. It ain't that time of day, man. I'm telling y'all be careful with that magic. And then you gotta understand, even that magic has its blowbacks and it has the things that go wrong with it. We had some people sign up. Jennifer and Damon, I'm gonna send y'all your information in just a moment here when I get off, and then I'm going my behind the bed. Let's see, we got another caller. Hey, this is Dark Waters. What's your name and where you calling from? This number looks familiar.
Hey, last time, I'm not doing this no more. This is Brandon again, man. You
What
already
up?
know what it is. I just wanted to comment about the last caller, dealing with this. Hold on, let me mute this so I'm
Wait, wait,
not
wait,
being
wait, 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 wait,
disrespectful.
wait. Hold on, Brandon. Before you start, I don't. Rule number one of my talk show, so we don't comment negatively on anybody else's call.
Oh
So,
no! I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not nothing negative.
okay,
Not
go
at
ahead.
all. Um, he really doesn't understand. I have the book right here. Like I have a vast book collection, and I have the Necronomicon.
See, now you
You know what
done
I'm
told
saying?
on.
Like I didn't.
Hold on. See, now you done
Yes,
fucking told on
yes,
yourself. Hold
yes.
on. Stop
I
right
no
there.
no.
No,
I
no.
have not.
See, you done told
Dark.
on yourself.
I
You
have
done
not read it.
fucking told on
I
yourself.
have not tried. I have not tried to perform
No,
anything.
nigga, you playing. See, now you done told on yourself. Y'all, everybody in the chat,
What
y'all hear
what
this?
dark? I'm just trying to be honest with you.
You
I
telling
have
on
not
yourself.
read
Go on,
it
tell
as
everybody.
far as
Tell on
like
yourself.
trying.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have not read it. I have not tried to induce any spells or
Why you got
anything
it in
like
your
that.
house?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Why?
sir.
Why you got it in
Yes,
your
sir.
house though?
I I just
Ah
was trying
ah
to
ah.
figure out. I just was trying to figure out. I just wanted to figure out the truth or what presumes to be the truth or pursues to be the truth. I don't know. Like
That's
I'll throw it out and
called
burn it right now.
dabbling.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
I
called
don't I
dabbling.
haven't been taught this stuff. Like I don't know. I'm just trying to learn. You know,
Hmm.
and maybe some things I started learning that I'm not supposed to learn. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to learn. Like literally, this is generally like it's coming from a good heart. Like I don't want this crap. I'm just trying to learn because nobody taught us.
Taught us
So
what?
yeah,
You don't need to know.
I
You
have.
don't need to know
I'm
nothing
sorry.
about the Necronomicon. That's like you sitting there
Yeah,
telling me you
yeah,
got the lesser keys of Solomon in your house. You don't need the lesser
yeah,
keys of
yeah,
Solomon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you probably got that in there too.
I actually don't, but I
You
know
got the keys
exactly
of
what you're talking
Solomon in
about.
there.
No, I don't have that book, but I know exactly what you're talking about as far as
See what I'm
that book.
saying?
But yeah, I
You
don't.
don't need none of that
Yeah.
shit. That see, the a part of the reason you got that shit in your house. You need to get that out your house, though. That's
Yes,
how
sir.
powerful
But
that stuff is.
but
Like
that's what
if
I'm
you,
saying. That's what I'm saying though, Dark. Like you're like you're my uncle, bro. Like I don't know like how much you like.
all
That's
right,
why like I
I'm
keep
your
calling
uncle.
in because
Get rid
like
of that
you're
shit.
literally like an uncle.
Get rid of it then
Okay.
if you're gonna listen to your uncle, because I don't have no nephews that fuck with that shit on that level. I just told y'all the
Okay.
other day I had a partner of
You
mine
cut
that
off the brother.
got
The one.
cut the
Yeah.
fuck off because that's the kind of shit he
Yeah.
was playing with.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Like I'm done with all this shit. Like I that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I was telling you. Like I'm one of the ones. Like you don't know. I'm one of the ones. I studied a lot of shit, but it doesn't work. I'm a catalyst. Like I can tell people, bro, this shit don't work. Cause I thought it did. I thought it would. Like no. And what comes inside of my mind is everything that my grandma taught me. And this is all Christian stuff. And even if you don't want to be Christian, like just the lifestyle. The lifestyle is beautiful. Like you don't I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But all this other shit, that shit get dark, bro. It get real dark. Like it gets real dark. Like people don't understand like what the soul is and their chakra systems and man, this shit gets dark, bro.
It don't have to get
Like
dark because you shouldn't have been fucking with it in the first place. See, let me
this
tell
is
you something.
true.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. You doing all
This
that
is
shit to
true.
yourself,
Yes,
and
sir.
that's what 90% of the people don't understand. You
Yes,
do
sir,
it
Unc.
to yourself. Majority of the shit we do to ourselves. You doing
Yes,
that shit
sir,
to
Unc.
yourself. You putting yourself in that situation because you playing with that. And stop playing with that
Yes,
shit. Let
sir,
me
Unc.
take this next call. I'm gonna holler back at you.
Okay, okay.
All right. Hey, this is Dark Water. What's your name and what you calling from? Where you calling from?
Patrick Marshall. I'm calling from Alabama.
Yeah, you sound like you from Alabama. What's up, Mr. Marshall? How you doing?
Man, I'm I'm doing pretty good. I've started listening to your channel here for a little while now, and I've been really impressed with your work. Been really impressed with your channel, and I've been following this Dogman thing for a while now, and didn't really know, what it was. And I had an encounter a few years back in an area not too far from where I'm living, and I started down the rabbit hole and started, watching, looking up different things on YouTube, and finally stumbled across your channel and saw how you was doing a Halloween thing tonight, and I just thought I might call in and share my story because you're the only one I feel comfortable sharing my story with.
Well, I would love to hear your story, and I'm happy that you feel comfortable sharing it with me. And I promise you that I won't exploit your story in any way, shape, or form. I give you whatever insight I have on it. So shoot.
Oh, all right, man. Well, it's an honor to speak with you, sir. Okay. I'm born and raised in Alabama. I was born in Decatur.
Okay.
I don't want to give away exact specifics of
You
where I'm
don't
at for
have to.
privacy concerns.
Yeah, trust me. Don't do it. You fine. Trust me. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'll just say this: Morgan County.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. And I was like right now I'm 34 years old, and or fixing to be 34. My birthday's coming up, and I was working on a dairy farm at night. Okay, I was having a hard time finding a job. I landed a job on a dairy farm at night, and it was a great gig. Milking cows and whatnot. Made a couple friends. It was awesome, and then had a lot of you know, growing up around here in this area in the valley, you know, you have old wives' tales and stuff like that, you know, but we ain't never heard nothing like this. And at this dairy barn, we had a lot of paranormal activity, you know, but I ain't gonna get into that. But all of a sudden, it was around this exact time of year we started having weird things happen. The cows were starting to act up. We had these different barns that they would hold in, about 100 cows per barn, and they started acting funny, like they wouldn't want to be on one end or the other of it, and act like something was after them. And I thought it was a bobcat or something. You know, I'm thinking mountain lion, you know, something like that. So I got, you know, probably wasn't supposed to, but I had my gun on me. I'm thinking, you know, I ain't getting eaten by no damn cat, you know. And so we had stuff like that going on. And the cows not wanting to leave the barn, stuff like that. And we started hearing, like, I grew up hearing coyotes, you know, coyotes all day long. I used to go to bed listening to coyotes howl, and it wasn't no big deal. But I started hearing something else that was like a wolf howl, like it had a set of lungs on it, you know. And I'm like, man, that sounds like a damn wolf, you know. And around that time, you know, the local wildlife people had said how red wolves were coming back to North Alabama. And I said, okay, well, maybe that's what it is. Well, fast forward about a week, you know, a week goes by after that incident, and I'm coming home. We started our shift at about 6:30 p.m. and our shift ends. It just depends on when you get through milking the cows. You know, it could be 1, it could be 3. You know, and I get through at about, it's probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. We're cleaned up. I head home about 2:30. And I'm heading home, and I come around this curve, and it just happens so fast, man. It's like you don't even have time to react. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I come around this curve. I was in a little S10, Chevy S10. Okay, I'm a big dude. I'm like 6'2", 6'3", 260 pounds, okay? And I'm in this little bitty S10. I come around this curve, and right as my light shone, this something it was big and black. It looked it was like big and black, and it had like splotches of gray on it. And it was not leaping, but like it was crossing the road. And as my lights turned on it, it's almost like it saw me, and it finished leaping across the road. Now on this road, it was I was in the right hand lane, and as I come around, my lights shine. It's on the edge of the left hand lane, and it jumps this ditch and a fence that's about 5 foot on the other side with a bunch of bushes on the other side, like whatever you want to call it, honeysuckle or blackberry bushes. It clears that ditch and that fence, and it's gone. And I'm going like 35 miles an hour. And I'm like, what the hell did I just see? You know, growing up, you know, I heard stories from older guys who'd been up north hunting, and I've heard about Bigfoot my whole life, right? I'm thinking, the first thing that went through my mind was, that ain't no goddamn Bigfoot.
Right.
I'm like, what? That, like, it warped my mind. Like, I couldn't compute. I've always been into history and stuff like that, and I was like, what gave it away, what confused me was its legs. I don't remember. I didn't get to see a face, and I didn't see no tail, but I saw legs, and the legs were bent backwards. And that just, I went home. I kept it to myself. I thought, you know what? You've been up too long. It's all in your head, you know. But when I went home, I started looking up werewolves. I started looking up all the mythology and all that stuff, because I thought, because I always was an open-minded person. I thought, man, if stuff like that ever existed, it was extinct thousands of years ago or something. That shit don't exist no more. And I kept it to myself. Well, about another week goes by, and I'm on my way home again, about the same time of the morning. And just so you know, just as a little footnote, because I've heard talk, there's some Indian burial grounds around, and there's some cornfields around in this area.
Okay.
And some good water sources. So there you go on that. So I'm heading home, and it's not in the same spot. It's just around the bend on a couple of roads over, but coming from the same direction. I see the same damn thing again, except this time I see his whole backside away from me. I was coming up this road, and right as I go to turn right, he's headed up a little embankment and off into the woods, into like a what do you call that? Like a pine thicket or something, where it's like you can see clearly through this little forest off into the darkness. And it looked like he just only took like 2 or 3 steps and he was gone, like over through that. And I said, all right then, that just happened. That wasn't in my head, but I still kept it to myself. This is where it gets good. About a week later, one of my good buddies comes to me who works with me. We only work two people at a time. There's 2 people on each shift. There's a night shift and a day shift. 3 employees on each shift. You work 4 on and 2 off. So you work 2 days apiece with each employee. And like I said, this has been probably about 8 years ago. And I've told this story to a couple people in my family, but only a handful of people know about it. And my buddy comes to me, his wife's there with me, or with him, and he says, hey man, do you know anything about werewolves? Because he knows I study stuff, right? And I go, I said, well, shit, man, not much. I said, just what I've read. So I said, why is that? He said, and he goes, well, have you seen anything weird around here? Like, have you had anything happen? I was like, why you ask? He said, you're going to laugh at me, man. He said, but I swear to God, on the way home the other night, he said, we saw a goddamn werewolf run across the road in front of us. He said, that some bitch was about at least 8 or 9 feet tall. And he said, he's big and black and gray. And I said, I lit up a cigarette and I said, well, pull up a chair. Let me tell you something. And I shared my side of the story with him. And we brainstormed about it and talked about it. And I told him what I had found out about Dogman and how apparently a lot of people are seeing more and more of these things. And or people are at least, just now talking about it. And I told him what I saw, and we just, it really shell-shocked us, honestly. And we were on our guard from then on out, and and we kept hearing them howls, and and they even during the day, I told the supervisor, I said, you might want to send some of the boys out there. Back when I was still thinking it was a bobcat, I told him, I said, this is pretty interesting. I said, you might want to send some of the guys around there to check for big cat tracks, because I think we got a big cat trying to sneak up on these cattle, on these calves and stuff. And they said, all right. And so they sent out some guys during the day, and they said they couldn't find a single track. But what was interesting was, and this is one of those things where you ever realize something after the fact and it scared the crap out of you?
Plenty of times in life.
Well, when I was in those barns, in one barn in particular, when all this stuff started first happening, I remember hearing the tin on the roof of those barns bending, and I thought there was a bobcat or a mountain lion on the roof of it.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, dude. And then when I found out that these fucking things climb shit, I said, "Oh my God, that damn thing was on the roof." That's why them cows was not towards it was an open-ended barn on both ends. You know what I'm talking about? The ones with the stalls,
Right.
and
So
that's
that's
why they
why they were
whatnot.
all bunched up on one side.
They were all in the middle. I couldn't get them damn things out of there. I had a little whoop stick. I had to whoop the damn cows out of the damn barn, dude. Like I couldn't get them out of there. I was trying to figure out what the hell. And then got to think about it. I said, that damn bobcat's on that roof. I said, yeah, come get me, son. I'm going to light you up. I had my Glock on me. You know, and I was just thinking, after it's all over, I said, oh, thank God. Thank God I didn't see nothing, man. Because that little Glock was just pissed it off, you know. And, yeah. So, yeah, man. And that's, I know it ain't much, but that's my story. And here's the other thing, a little caveat to that, Dark Waters, is my nephew, I shared this story with him. He said, well, you know what's messed up, man? Right from where you said you saw that same thing the second time, right up the road from there, one of his friends that he went to school with at the time, one of their dogs got mutilated in the backyard, cut in half. It was ripped in half. It was some type of like little Shih Tzu.
Wow.
I said, damn, why didn't you tell me that? He said, I just didn't think about it at the time. Well, at the time also, I hadn't told him my story yet. He was still a kid. I didn't want to scare the shit out of him, you know? And here's another thing, dude. Then I find out from my buddy that the direction where this thing was headed was it's an old abandoned rock quarry. And it's known to the wildlife people that is the largest coyote den in North Alabama, if not all of Alabama. And they know about it. It's like these fuckers are in there hundreds deep. Because me and my buddy actually was thinking about going over there one time because the farm, trying to be careful not to say too much, the people we know owns it, okay? And he found some website where you could get, like, there's some company that was willing to pay so much money per coyote pelt. And so we had this idea that we was going to go over there where they are and hunt coyotes because you can hunt them. They're pests around here, you know. And I'm glad we didn't, man, because that's where that I swear to God, I think that's where the thing was staying at, and it's seasonal too. So when you guys was talking about these things migrating through, I totally, absolutely believe that, because in these valleys around here, like I've grown up around here, I trekked through the woods. Like I'm part Cherokee, like a lot of folks around here, like we are from this land. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I've never heard of anything like this. I've heard some other stories of other things, you know, not only I won't go into, but nothing like this. So it's very apparent to me that there's absolute truth in what you guys are saying about these things migrating through, because it's always around certain times of year when the woods get creepy, and you get that feeling when you're down there in some of these valleys where ain't nobody been hunting for over 50 years. When you got the hair on the back of your neck standing, when you go into the woods and you know you're being watched, you got that feeling, and you know to get the hell out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and so, like I said, man, I know it ain't much, but that's all I got, and for now that I can think of, and that's my story, and that's the first time I've ever shared it with any kind of show, and there you go.
Man,
Thank you.
that's creepy, dude, because you it's so close to being like, if you just nick that thing with your car one night, you're gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying? If you just scratch a toenail on that bastard, you're gonna have all kind of problems. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Exactly,
dude,
because they got your
that's
scent,
crazy.
and that's something I understand all about, is the way animals behave. Being out here with all these coyotes and stuff, and wild animals, like, you know, I understand how scent works. And I'll tell you, I've been off in these woods sometimes, and you know how, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but you know that some of that stuff some people talk about, how when there's a Sasquatch or a Dogman around, you'll smell something.
Hmm.
Well, I'm tell you what, when I've smelt it, I ain't seen it, but I've smelt that shit, and it's for real. And that's during the same times I felt like I was being watched. Because I had one time when I was a teenager, I went down into the woods, and the whole time I went down in there, it was after me and my family moved back here after being away for a while, because we moved around a little bit when I was a kid. I went down in there in the woods, and I felt like something was watching me the whole time I was down in there, and I could hear it track. I could hear something following me, and when I come back out, it would stop. Like every so many meters, it would stop, and it waited till I climbed back out of the valley and followed me back out. And that was one of the last times I went down in there by myself. Ever since then, I don't go down there without having somebody with me or being cocked and locked, ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's dude, that's creepy. And then somebody else you know comes and sees it on the exact same road doing the exact same thing. Man, and it is all
Yeah.
on the
Oh,
opposite side of the road is that quarry, so it's headed back home basically.
yeah. Like where all these three sightings took place are within less than a mile of each other. All three sightings.
Dude, that's freaky.
Yeah. Well, in that incident with the dog, the lady's dog being messed up.
Yeah, man.
And if it's any now, if it's any, I don't know. This may not be related. This may not be nothing. But just a little footnote to that. My buddy that was staying in the house, right, another dairy, because farms, a lot of times, old dairy farms, they have what's called dairy houses, where the employees will stay for free. That's an old school thing they used to do years ago, and this was one of the last farms that did that.
Mhm.
Well, he stayed in a dairy house that was just right down the road from where that lady's dog got killed. And he said he's a veteran, a military combat veteran. He's like a brother to me. He's probably 20 years older than me. But he told me, and this happened right around at the same time, we just didn't put two and two together, that Black Hawk helicopters started coming down around the backside of his house out in this open clearing, in this open field, out in them woods, and started flying around. He thought they were looking for pot plants or some shit, but it was probably police or something. I said, no, I don't know what's up with that. We just didn't put two and two together, but for whatever that's worth, there that is, too. Because
Yeah,
we live
man.
not far, where we're at, we're not far from Redstone Arsenal.
Oh, I know exactly where you at. I spent a little time in that area. I know exactly where the hell you at. I spent a hell of a lot of time on that Arsenal.
Yeah, okay, let me say, this will be a little bit more specific, but it's still kind of Highway 67.
I know what you're talking about. When you started talking about the
Brewer.
quarry, I knew what you were talking about.
All right. Well, there you go then.
Man, the
And
craziest thing
yeah,
is, I used to be all up in that area, dude. There used to be Highway 67 you had to take to go to this. It was this only strip club out there that was Bug Nigga Strip Club. Like in Huntsville, they had regular strip clubs. You gotta forgive me for talking like this, but I'm just keeping it real.
no, it's cool. It's cool.
But there was a butt naked strip club, and I think it was 67. You had to go. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to look it up on the map. But I swear, I think it
No,
was 67.
you're right. You took 67
Exactly.
to 278.
You know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
I know. I know what you're talking about. I used to run out there because on the way to Georgia.
Yeah, Bug Naked Strip Club, and I'm telling you, it's to be
Yeah,
on 60. Jesus,
what was the name of that
I
place?
can't
It
remember
had
the name
it
of
had
that
like
place.
one of them. It had one of them old school catchy names too.
Yep.
And it's like my mom, like her generation of cousins, all the boys, they used to all run out there. That was the hot spot.
Man, I had a fight in that parking lot. That's one to be remembered. Boy, I had a fight in that motherfucking parking lot. Boy, that is, dude. I just knew they was gonna drag my ass to jail after all the damage I did out there. Man, that was one hell of a fight. And that, when I tell you, I used to be wild, dude. And I did all my dirt by myself. I was wild. Didn't care, boy. But I'm telling you, man, that I know exactly the area you're talking about. Now, here's the crazy thing that nobody don't know. It was a lot of weird shit on that arsenal that looking back,
Hmm.
now that I know what I know, I didn't know it then, but there's a lot of weird shit on
Yeah,
that arsenal that I didn't understand. Coming out of those
yeah,
bunkers and
yes,
smelling
sir.
shit and hearing shit, especially at night when we was supposed to be leaving and we was in there drinking, and doing stupid shit we weren't supposed to do, man. And, but I didn't know no better. So I remember saying, man, what the fuck is that noise? Oh, don't worry about that. We gonna be fine. Fuck you mean we
Yeah,
gonna be
boom,
fine?
boom,
That sound like
boom.
some, yeah, it sound like something tearing trees up out here. You know, it was just crazy,
Yep.
man. So yeah, you
Oh yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
on it. You in the area.
Oh yeah. And growing up around that too, like you hear stories, and everybody, and you probably know, like a lot of folks that live out here, their parents or grandparents worked on the arsenal, and there's stories. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And 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 there's still make no mistake that that damn arsenal is still relevant today.
Oh, trust me,
There's
bro.
still shit going on, and man, there's so much stuff. Like if me and you was sitting at a coffee table privately, I'd tell you, but I can't get into a lot of stuff on here.
I
But
tell you what, I'm gonna give you a
I've heard a
call
lot.
probably Tuesday. We're gonna chop it up because I want to talk to you about some other stuff that happened out there and just run it by you. Because you're around that area and you might know some of the other stuff that I'm talking about. I appreciate you calling in, bro. I'm about to end this show and give me some sleep because I got to get up early and get y'all some more content, man. I appreciate you. Give me a ring, baby.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, DW, and thank you, for what you do.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye. Yeah, man. That was wild back in the day when man, I was a wild dude, boy. I was wild. I don't think the name of that was Fantasia's. It may have been. I don't remember the name, but there was strip clubs where in Huntsville where the chicks had to keep on like they could take off their top, but they had to keep a bottom on. And I was like, and then one day somebody just told me, man, they got a club out there where they don't wear nothing. And I'm like, what? It's like, but it's out there in them fucking woods, it's in the sticks. And everybody that was with me was scared to go out there because they was like, that's out there by them white folk and they gonna get you. And I'm like, anybody gonna get my black ass? I'm gonna go out there, bitch. And sure enough, I went out there, never fucking once word, never once thought about, never a word. Made friends, hung out, and that's how I got into the damn fight. Hanging out with a guy that I used to hang out every Friday night with, and he getting drunk, talking shit in the parking lot. And I'm like, I'm not gonna let this man fight by himself. This don't make no sense. When I've been hanging out with him for 3 months, I'm gonna help you with your fight, man. And man, that shit was wild. But anyway, that's the old me. I don't want to talk about that. And I probably shouldn't have said none of that. You never know. My children might listen to this, but they know their daddy crazy as hell. They will tell you something wrong with that dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate everybody who called in, and be prepared because tomorrow is more and more content coming at you. This is our Occupy Halloween broadcast. Hold on, let me get y'all the schedule so y'all can see it. Let's let it update. And so tomorrow morning at 10:30, well, guys, for you on the website, that should be already up there. All the website stuff is there, so you can watch it now. So 12 noon, another prayer. Old Face Larry at 12:30. Single Mom on YouTube at 12:45. My Boss is an Alien, which should already be on the website, is over at 1 o'clock. Then Dogman Quiet Storm short at 1:15. Why is this so small? And why is it not showing on the screen for y'all? And it's only showing on my screen. It's got to be showing. Um, there we go. There we go. I think we're gonna leave Kirby out, so I might stream tomorrow if nobody's doing anything in the family tomorrow at about 1:30 to 3. Then the best of Talking Dog Man, and then Roshiba versus Dog Man on YouTube. Then around 6:30, because that's not a long story. Then about 6:30, Vault should be out there doing what he do, because Vault's crazy, and he'll be doing Vault things, because that's how he rolls. Then 9 o'clock, the Lights Out Dog Man encounter. Then Stitches and Sticky Fingers, and we'll end it at 12 midnight with a prayer. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of you. Let me check the chat, and before we go, I guess we should check the cam to see if we see anything. Uh, let's see how. Let's see if they got anything on that camera before we go. I would love to put one of them cameras over there where he was just talking about. But I am not about to drive my ass over there and mess with none of that because I know the shit he talking. I know exactly what the hell he talking about, and that's not a good idea. That's gonna be the hindrance to this camera project, me, because I ain't carrying my ass nowhere to install no damn camera. I'll be damn, y'all won't see nothing before one of these things eat me. I can promise you that. All right, let's say display capture. Let's make it big this time, unlike we did last time, so y'all can actually see. And boom. Let's see if we got anything going on out here. It's nice and quiet the way it should be. Why these bushes look trampled down? They are trampled down. Look right here. All that. It wasn't like that. Like you couldn't see clear through to here the other day. In fact, hold on. I don't know how to tell. Let's see. Do this. Let's see. Snapshot. Yep. All those bushes are trampled down. Those are the old bushes and how they used to look. I think this was yesterday. This is 1022. Well, we know Vault cleared this over here. He cleared that. I don't know. Maybe he cleared this. Maybe he probably, that might have been Vault doing that. I'll have to ask him. But I know he cleared this. Maybe he did this himself. It would be smart to clear all this up in here. Like right in that area. But I don't remember this being that wide open even last night. Hold on. Who's in the chat that's on the camera? Anybody in the chat that's on the camera in the night in the dark? Let's see who's in here. Look here, you still in here? Did Vault clear this over here? Nope, she's gone. Yeah, the phone number on the website still works. That's what I thought. I don't even remember the bushes being like this earlier today when I looked at the camera. You can clearly tell something's been going right through here. Let me make it big so y'all can see. You can clearly tell something's been going right through this little path right here. Because that's laid down, that's laid down. Like that, I guess that's from where the thing ran away yesterday. When somebody came out the door, it must have ran straight through here. Because you can clearly see that this was not like this. I'm gonna try and find evidence of that. The hell with that. Where the rest of the photos at? Another snapshot. Let's go where the snapshots are. Let's see. 1028. That's 1028. The fuck was that? Y'all heard that? That was a big snapping. Hold on. We might be getting some action. For real. I got my headphones. I'm actually hearing. I ain't hearing no howling. That ain't no damn howling. But I'm hearing trees snap. That shit sound like somebody shot a firecracker just now. me close some of the stuff so I can try and get the audio to stream better. Is that music? Yeah, that's some kind of music playing. That's why it's going choppy like that. But that ain't got nothing to do with what I heard when I heard that tree limb snapping. I heard that. I ain't crazy. But clearly something went through here, guys. Because that's now. This is. Only way I know how to get back to it quickly is do a snapshot. This is, let's see, 10:20, 10:31, 31, 31. So this is 2 days ago. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, because look, this is 2 days ago where Vault cleared this. And this is what it looked like 2 days ago. It was all up bushy and shit like this. I know he cleared this. So that was the original way it looked. So we asked him to clear this. That's that. So we go from this to this to this. And you can see where it's trampled down. And I ain't no outdoorsman. Okay, so Lakia says no music is on. Well, what the fuck am I hearing? That sounds like. It could be that a lot of people on the camera right now. Y'all, a lot of y'all in these chat are outdoorsmen. I could be wrong. You tell me. This looks like something beat these bushes down. Going back to, because you could clearly see it's laid down there. It's laid down back. This whole thing up here is laid down. Look, from here all the way up to there. Um, there is something fucking moving back there. I just saw that shit. It was right here. Quit it. Let the stream go. Quit trying to turn it off. You got battery. What the fuck, man? Okay, so that's a car audio right there. So what the hell? All right, let's try this. Oh, so it was. All right, so we get a better flow of everything when we go fluid. Okay, what just happened? Holy shit, there is something back there. I heard. You hear it? It's just. Hey, you know what we gonna buy? We about to. I'm about to find some kind of recording device that can pick up on sounds in the distance. We gonna mount that out there. Something is here though, for sure. All right, it's not cooperating on that setting at all. Maybe it's too many people on for it to cooperate on that setting. Guys, if y'all don't mind, we're gonna just try and see something. Let me turn the volume up. Is that fucking breathing? Hold on, let me mute my shit, make sure. Nah, that's a TV on or something. I can hear like a consistent like conversation, like a TV commercial or something. That's a TV. But that snapping sound, for sure, that was something in the woods. That's the word I was looking for, a parabolic dish. Disc so we can hear. Uh, you can also turn up the FPS. I don't know what the hell the FPS is, but let's see what that is. Da 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 da. Resolutions. Oh, that's about as high as it go, dude. There's something right here, though. In fact, I'm gonna take some snapshots and send them to. See, y'all just heard that shit. I know. I just heard clean like you. I heard that. Like that was an owl. Oh, I muted myself. It's clearly something moving back and forth right in here. It's just so far off in the distance we can't see it, but it's definitely something moving right in here. Because earlier I showed the shadow. I saw the shadow move this way, and then it came right back in this area, and it's been staying consistently right here. I wanted to go clear view and just clear it up so I could see, but it's not processing when I go for the clearer view of it. See, for whatever reason, this that setting is just not giving us no love right now. Man, I'm about to go my ass to bed. Shit, I've been messing around with this. What's that right there? That's a leaf. What's up, John? Out back in Australia. You know, we had a deal with the guy that put a camera in Australia. The problem was we could not get a carrier, SIM card wise, that would allow us to access that camera. But we had a deal with a guy on a reservation in Australia who had a shitload of activity. He was like the second guy we talked to, and he was a researcher, and he came back with a whole lot of good stuff. But he's not a researcher that puts his stuff out, like his photos and stuff out. Um, he's only put out a few, and he's got some stupid feedback, and he just like screw it. But he had a lot of good catches, and I spent a couple hours talking to him. Um, then there was a guy in Africa that I talked to, trying to get one there. But the problem that we run into is, um, you're just not able to access it, the camera. All right, that's enough of that. I was supposed to get off at 12. It's going on 1 o'clock in the morning. If you got access to the cameras, you became a member, go ahead and watch all night. Take some pictures, figure out what's what. Do what you do, baby. I'm going my black behind the bed. Way too late at night to be playing around like this.
Girl, to get a lot of dough, anything is possible.
Wait, I didn't realize I was muted. I was saying, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We're going to pick up tomorrow morning, and now we can get a lot of dough. Good night, guys.
Girl, to get a lot of dough, anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphones. Yeah. Grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. Grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Yeah. All I know is get paper. All I do is shit major. Bought a condo on the top floor and the building's a skyscraper. Feeling like I'm Kobe, LeBron for the Lakers. Feeling like I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just to chase the Henny. Used to be a penny pincher. Now I'm in plenty business. Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Grind hard, nigga, on guard.
Yeah. We grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Hey. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. Hey. I grind to get a lot of dough and dirt through all the obstacles, cause anything is possible. Yeah. Oh man, I got a lot of gold. Stack that bread and vomit nose. Anything is possible. I lean with it, I rock with it. Locks under my socks fitted. Tahoe with the black tint. Houston girl, heavy accent, but my whole swag is magic. High five, fantastic. Make the money stretch like elastic. Making moves that you couldn't imagine. Eating, still watching my calories. Just to pull in that big boy salary. It's just the way that it has to be. I'm a bad boy, Mike Lowry. While I'm sipping this Henny, and all of my niggas is with me. Yeah, grind